And we would also do some visualization. Don't know if that makes sense.
Visualization.
Yeah, so we'll be doing some visualizations today, and it's the visualization we are going to be doing are based on the questions that they asked us. So
Okay.
we are going to do visualization based on all of them. Now, remember this is your pivot table, so preferably I'll just come here and say pivot
Everything.
table. So you can see that when I clicked on, I entered pivot table, it said the name is
Is
already
already
taken.
taken.
Try a different one.
Yes.
So maybe I'll just say pivot table underscore. Wait, sorry. I can say pivot underscore table. They are not the same thing. Let me see what. Oh, okay. Um, anyways, that's cool. So we're basically going to respond to all of these questions using the pivot table,
Mm.
and or better still, not all, but based on the data set, we want to bring some insights.
Okay.
So for instance, this is our data set, and so I'll just say financial data set, or let's say financial data set underscore data set. And so we do have some products, right?
Yes.
Product based on country, segment, and so on. So we have units sold, we have manufacturing price, we have sales price. So let me remove this gross sales and sales generally, and because both the gross sales and the sales are actually the same thing. So I'm just going to, for
Mm-hmm.
this particular purpose, maybe I'm just going to remove the gross sales and leave the sales. For the sales in itself, I would remove every value in it, or better still, I would say I'll add the a column called sales, or I'll just say total sales. Let me see total sales. And I want to show you how some things you arrive at some things. Now, cost of goods sold
Yeah.
basically is the manufacturing price so far. So cost of
Okay.
goods, so I'll just say COG then small s. Now, to get the total sales, right, you multiply the sales price multiplied by the unit sold. Is that
So
not?
yes.
So I'll just say equal to, and you don't really need to do anything. I'll just say sales price multiplied by what unit
Unit
sold.
sold.
Your multiplication is asterisk, right? So
Yes.
you can see we've gotten the same thing.
Oh yeah. And drag.
You can see they are the same thing.
Yes.
And actually, hold on. Uh,
Yes.
what do I do? I want to do something. What do I do? I want to do something. Oh God, help me. Okay.
What?
I, no, no. I want to
Okay. Okay.
charge my mouse. And looking for the easiest way to charge the mouse. Okay, so I don't know if this is. Oh, this is not really comfortable. Maybe this is comfortable. Yeah, this is comfortable. So now that is how they got the sales price. Then for the cost of goods sold is basically how much did you buy the goods? So which is the manufacturing price, and it now be multiplied by
Mm-hmm.
the units.
Unit sold.
So it now be equal to
Manufacturing
manufacturing price.
price.
Oh, this one is not charging. This one. The manufacturing price multiplied by
Unit sold.
units sold. So which is, so you can see it's the same thing, right?
Yes.
Good. So let me see. Let me expand this a little. So you get thick a little. Now for the profit. Now you calculate profit by doing two things. So I'll just say profit. You can either say equal to total sales minus cost of goods sold. So you can see the profit, right? Which is the same thing.
Yes.
So basically, um, just give me a moment. This stuff is really trying to um it's getting on my next bit. So although I'm not supposed to get a negative one, okay.
It's
So it
fine.
is J minus K. Oh, so then there's a problem here. So you cannot manufacture something at 260 and sell it at, at so you can see that you have a problem here. You can't manufacture something at 260 and sell it at 125. So there's a problem here, which is why you are seeing the
Yes.
negative sign. So
Oh,
but this is how they calculate it for this purpose. That's how they calculate it. And so I'm not going to use that because uh it doesn't make sense. So but this is how some of these calculations are done. Now um let me see, what did I delete? So I'm just going to go back to the original data set so you see what it looks like. Now, like I said, both the gross sales and the sales are the same. So I will just remove gross sales because again we've established that oh they are they're actually not the same thing.
oh,
Oh,
ghost
they are not the
exams.
same thing. Yeah, they're actually not the same thing. Different
Oh,
values. And I don't know why that is. Maybe they will transfer them so, but I think I'll just leave it so.
okay.
But yeah. So let's say for instance you want to do based on this your data set, right?
Yeah.
Based on this data set, I want to do I want to know how much um do we generate in terms of gross sales or and sales over time. I don't know if that makes sense. I want to do how much we make um, um, month on month in terms of the gross sales and maybe profits rather. Maybe we'll do the gross sales, manufacturing price, or the cost of goods sold as well as the profit. I want to do it month on month for the month from the first month of the previous year to the last month of the current year, which is previous to the 2013 and 2014, which is the current year. Now, um, what I'm then going to do is to say, okay, for me to know month on month, that is every month, I would go to insert and go to pivot table. Now, depending on where I want to put my pivot table, I'll rather put it somewhere here new. I'll go to insert pivot table. Oh, sorry, insert pivot table existing, and I'll just go to this pivot table here and maybe place it somewhere and click on OK. Now, so what I'm then going to do is to come to now for month on month, we have the date column. We have month name and year,
Month
but
name and
actually have
year.
the date column. The date column is what is more important to us. So I'm just going to go to date and just put date. Now you see by the time I click on date, you can see that it has already automatically assisted us to do something.
Yeah. Yes.
So you can see it did it by year, it grouped by year, grouped by quarter, grouped by month. months. Does that make sense? Now,
Yeah.
what I want is then maybe I'll do broad sales. I'll also do
Sales. Cost
you
of
know,
goods
cost
sold.
of goods sold and profit. That's what I want. Now, I don't think this is how I want my data to be. I actually want it to be more streamlined, basically. Now, for the row, you can see that we have year, we have quarter, we have
Eight.
day. I actually don't need quarter. So I'll just come to the quarter, click on the drop
Remove.
down and remove field.
Remove
And you
field.
can see we have it now. Now, the
Yes.
other thing I also want to do is I do not want to, I don't want this. This is a year on year summary. I don't actually want it. So in order for me to remove it, I'll just go to design. I'll go to subtotals.
Yes.
I don't want them to show me subtotals. I
Subtotal.
really don't want. So I'm just going to remove it. So you can see those subtotals as gone.
Yes.
My report, I'll make it a tabular form. So you can then see once it's now looking like a tabular form, compared to the compact where the months are under the year. If I click on this minus sign, everything will just disappear to just be left with the year. Now I don't want it to be like that. I also want to be in tabular form, and you can see it's like that. But what then do we do with this space? I also want it to be 2013 like that, like that, like that. Now, what I'm then going to do is to say report layout, and I'll say repeat all items, and you can see that it will assist me to put the 2014 and so on and so forth. Now, um, this is one way to go about it. Now, if I want to do my report, let's see. Although I think this should be the case in case I want to actually do my report, but I am actually not sure yet. Now, say I want to show my month on month sales, gross sales, cost of goods sold, and profit. What I can then do is to click anywhere on my table. Maybe I should change the name of this. So go to value. I'll say total gross sales. I'll just say monthly gross sales also. I'll just copy this monthly and go to maybe the number formatting and just format it well in such a way that hmm, yeah. So maybe I'll also remove the I'll remove the decimals, right?
Decimal place.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do the same thing for this with number, remove decimals, add the thousand separator, and I'll do the same thing for this. So it has formatted it nicely. So the next thing I want to do is now to insert a visual. For me to do that, I'll go to the insert ribbon. Now I will choose my visual. Now, if you are doing trend, anything that has to do with time, date,
Mm-hmm.
the best way to represent it is line chart. So I'll come to insert the first, second, third, fourth tool, which is the chart tool. You can see the different charts. You can decide to click on recommended charts if you want, and it will recommend something for you. And but I like to use line, and so line gives you um, a more you get to see the trend of how things are doing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I can then click on OK. Now you can then see what my chart looks like. And if I so want, I can expand and make it look more big. And it, it will just expand accordingly. Now, two things. Um, this is what they call the legend here. And you know what legend does now? It will show you what each and every thing it represents. So in this case, the line, what does it represent? We have monthly gross sales and so on and
Yes.
so forth. I
Yes.
forgot to
Profit.
change this to so it will be monthly cost of goods
Okay.
sold and stuff. Um, Click on this, so you can see that's changed automatically on the chart.
Yes.
And go to this. I'll just say monthly profit. Um, and you can see that automatically changed. Now,
Mm.
some things I don't want to see. I really don't like grid lines. Me personally, it just makes it look more. It makes it look, I don't know, just weird and funny. And so, in order for me to remove this grid line, what I'm having now, this line you are seeing a horizontal line. So basically, they are horizontal. So I'll come to this plus and go to grid lines. And we have primary horizontal, primary vertical. So as you can see the vertical here, and maybe even click on this one so you can see what each of them represent. Can you see?
Mm. Yes.
So I really don't want any grid line per se, so I'll just remove it. And I also don't like seeing these numbers. Now these numbers just tell you how high a peak value is here. So you can see all of these values. They tell you, okay, this. You remember your math algebra where you do equation of a straight line where you draw graph.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so basically this helps you just put things in perspective. Okay, this one is close to 10 million. This peak here is more than 6 million, close to 8 million, and so on and so forth. Now, what usually I like to do is I like to remove um, the vertical axis, which is here. Now, it looks more neater. But how then do I know what represents what? What I can then do is to come to data label and click on data label here. Now, you can see everything just scattered, right? The
Yes.
reason is because since it is everything is in million, I actually need a way to represent million. And this is too much information on the line chart, and it's just scattered, right? What I can then
Yes.
do is what I can then do is to click on um anywhere, go to number format. Now what I want to do is to go to custom. I
Custom.
think if I remember correctly, I cannot remember, but I think there is a way I can create a custom where this 2.6 2,600,000 and this will be just be 2.6 million. I've actually forgotten, but let me see if I can try. If I remember correctly, I think I should just remove the zeros. I don't know. I've forgotten really. It's just weird. This
Mm.
is really weird. Um, oh, it didn't work, so fine. Oh, I think it's dots. I cannot remember. Then dots. Then I think it's zero. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, yikes. So let me see. This is not working. Forgotten. I have to browse it again. Yeah, I really do have to browse it again. But this is not working. Uh, I think if I remember correctly, let me just quickly browse it again.
Okay.
Um, I would say convert uh, 1 million to 1 M in Excel number format. So there is a format for it. Um, yeah, the million, this thing, numeric data. So there's a format for it. Oh, cool. They say hash, then comma, comma. Cool. So I'll just cancel all of this. I'll say hash. I'll say comma, comma. Now I don't want it to be this, and I think I'll just say dot hash. Yeah. So I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, cool. Let me go back. I want to convert this instead of this plenty thing. I just want to see maybe
Yeah.
2.6 something million, maybe 2.62 million. Now
Yes.
I will just go to number format, go to custom, right? Now you see
Yes.
this hash, then there's a comma, then hash, hash, hash. That is what this is.
Yes.
You understand? Now, what I'm just going to do is just to remove the hash completely, and you can see what it is, right?
Yes.
Now I'll just say hash. I will now say comma, and I will now say that's what I want. Then the other, then in order for me to add those decimals, 2 point something, I'll say dot, and I will now say hash, and maybe add some hash, maybe 2.68. You understand? Or maybe just
Yes.
2.62. Then I can then say I'll put M here. I think no, sorry, I think it's M here, or I will put M in inverted comma. I forgot it. Or let me see, M in inverted comma. Yeah. So I'll put M in inverted comma, and you can see instead of it to show me two, all of these plenty numbers, it will just
Yes.
show me
One six
2.26
two. Yes.
million. 2.62 million, and I'll just click
Mm.
on OK. And you can see that now my numbers are now smaller. So what I'm
Yes.
then going to do is I have already applied the format for this one. I will just say, I'll just come here, click on format painter, and I'll just do it for everything because I'm too lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you can see
Yeah.
the one that has zero point 0.8 million, the 0.8 and so on and so forth. Now you
Yeah.
can then see that the data is looking more
Okay.
presentable now. So
Yeah.
for our monthly profit, you can see it's looking more presentable now.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, what we try to do is we usually don't like to put multiple lines in one place in one spot every time. We don't want to do this. We usually would want to put the monthly gross sales in one chart, the monthly profit in another chart. I don't know if that makes sense. So, but
Yes.
I'm just doing this for, I don't know. Now, so for this data label, let me see. I'll go to the plus sign and go to the data label, and maybe I'll just say to my left or center. I don't know. Uh, or let's say below. Does below work? No, below doesn't work. Data callout doesn't work. Left. So you can choose any one that you think that is more appropriate for this. Now, how then do we then properly say, okay, this 11.74 million belongs to a particular dot in this graph? How do we do that? What we can then do is to come to chart, no, not chart style. We can right click and come to format chart area on the chart itself. Click on it, and you will see our chart. What I can then do is to click on the line itself. Then, so for the line, we have some settings, but and you can decide to set this line chart in such a way that, I don't know, it is more interesting. So I can click on this smoothed line, and you can see my line, and you see
Yes.
is
Yes.
more, you know, nice looking. You see all of these dot points, these are where the values are supposed to be now. But what controls this dot is called the marker. If I click on this marker, the marker is not showing anything. So the field, I can just go to the marker option. I'll say built in, and the type, I want you can choose any type, but I think I want let me just leave this. And now you can see that all of these, those the numbers then tally with the marker itself. So, but I can click on my mark on the line chart and go to the marker. I want not automatic. I want the marker option. I want something circular, I think. So yeah, I then have something circular. Now for the same line chart, just to make my marker stand out, I can change the color by going to fill and go to a different color. Maybe I'm just going to choose red for in this case. So you can see it's more, the marker then stand out, right?
Yes.
Then
Yes.
maybe I'll go back to my line chart, click on it, go to the marker for the border. So if you notice that this graph has, the marker has like a border that is blue. So I'll just click on it, I'll go to the marker, go to border, and I'll just say maybe no line so that you can then see.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the other thing I can then do is, oh, for the line chart, you if you click on the line, you can change your line to different design. So you can change it. So you come to the dash type. This is solid. This solid, you can change it to. Can you see?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, so whatever it is you think is cool, you can actually change it to that. I think you can also add um, different designs. It's pretty interesting. Sorry, excuse me. The joint type, I can put bevel and or I can say meter and I don't. Uh, yeah, basically, what can we do? Sorry, excuse me. Hmm. So, anyways, that is the first design. Now, for these numbers, I can actually individually then do corrections on them. So I can click on the first one and say, I want it to be somewhere here. And you can see it has done individual corrections for me. For this, I'll just click
Mm.
on it. I just correct it a little bit. Maybe because I don't want it there. I
Mm.
might want to do the same thing for this, just to make it look so that it should be on the marker that it belongs to. Does that make sense? For this 4.3 million, I can actually do the same thing for it. I think for this 4.7 million, I can do the same thing for it. And maybe just bring this here a little bit. Right. For this, correct it. This, I would correct. This, I'm going to do the same thing. This looks fine. This, I might want to do the same thing. So you can see now that it is beginning to make sense. Now for
Yes.
the for the second, sorry, excuse me, for the second line, I'm just going to click on it, click on the smoothed line. Maybe change the dash type to maybe something slick like this. I'll go to the marker. I'm going to add a marker built in. I will make it maybe asterisk if I want, so you can see it's more asterisk looking, or maybe I'll still leave it as, or maybe I'll say this is what's the name of this shape. So something like this. I can then go to let's see, I'll go to the marker, I'll go to the fill, I'll change the color to something, maybe this color, maybe remove the border because I don't want any border, that's no line. And let's see, you can also reduce the line width as well. So it's just by coming to this and just reduce, and it will just become smaller if you want.
Mm.
Does that make sense? So you can see it's smaller. Then for the numbers, I can just correct them. Now, I want them to be a little bit different, and I don't want a mix of numbers. So you can see for each of them, I will just arrange them beneath. Um, Again, you usually don't add more than one line chart, but mm, I just feel like doing it. It's not
Okay.
like best practice because you don't want the visualization where your visuals is crowded. Does
Yes.
that make sense? You don't want a
Yes.
crowded visualization. So you want everybody to, whatever visuals you are designing, everybody seeing it. So
Mm.
maybe for this one is for this, and I'm going to shift it up here so you can see. And this one maybe looks fine. And is a little bit more um, cleaner compared to when we started, right?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So maybe this I'm just going to keep this a little bit. So you can see that it's kind of cool and cleaner based on where we started from
So we
before.
started from, yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
so the last one, I just click on it, go to the marker, go to marker options, go to built-in. Maybe I'll make it plus. I can increase the size of the plus if I want, or maybe I'll just make it asterisk. I don't know. Increase the size if I want. Maybe change the um, color to, I don't know what is interesting. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Just give me a moment.
All right.
So I can also click on the line and make it smoothed as well, so it looks more smooth. This is not my best visuals, but you know, then just arrange the numbers so that they look more presentable, right? Um, uh, you don't have to do it in millions. You can also do it in thousands as well. Does that make sense? So let's say I want to do this in thousand. What do you think I'm going to do? Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
So if I want to do this in thousands, it means I will have to do some adjustments.
Yeah, you have to go back to that
Yeah,
that decimal
my
stuff, you know.
yeah. Sorry, please.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Um,
Um,
okay, so let me see. Now, if I want to change this to thousand, all I just need to do is to, I think I'll just highlight everything now and right
okay.
click, go to number format, go to custom, and I'll just say thousand, which is K, right?
Yes.
But I would say, sorry, excuse me, I wouldn't use the dot sign now. I'll just say this, no. I think I'll just remove this, right? And maybe I'll put this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It looks a little bit funny, but yeah. So if you see K, or I think K is what you refer to, thousand, right?
Yes, yes. 5K, 6K. Yeah, that's right.
So I can then, and that's because I'm seeing point 0.8 million, and that's like 800,000 thereabouts. So I'll just click on OK, and let's see what our points. Oh, I only did for one. I don't know. I'll just click on the format painter. I would apply to the rest, and you can see now that the eight the 0.8 million is now. Can you see?
Yes, changed.
So it's more presentable now. You see 400K, but anything you
Yeah.
see in thousand, you already know it's already in media. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So just so that our 520K, the smaller guys can come up, and you can see it's more cleaner compared to when we started.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but one of the rules of visualization is don't crowd your visual. So this is not really the best visual, but yeah, don't crowd. So you can then see our month on month, what we have. Maybe in order to add context to it, I can just click on the plus sign, go to the grid line that I don't like adding. I'll go to the vertical grid line. So just to add some context, or maybe I'll say primary vertical just to add some context. So we will see what belongs to what. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Me personally, I don't like it, but yeah. So all of this stuff, the monthly gross, again, I don't need them because I already have the legend. I'll just right click on any of them and just hide. I usually will just
Odd.
hide. Mm.
Mm.
So it has hid everything. My legend, I can choose where to put it. I can just come to the plus sign, go to the legend, and go to top, and you can see is more, and maybe increase my, so that it looks more interesting. Make sense?
Yes.
I can also add a chart title, and I can say the name of my title is month monthly um uh, what's the name for this? Something that's with finance, monthly. Uh,
No.
what has to do with finance? What's the best name for it? You can
Monthly
look for a
allow.
good
Let's
name.
say monthly allowance.
No, it's not monthly allowance. So I
Mm.
would say monthly. What's the name? I'll just say monthly revenue
Oh,
game. Now I can also change the font type of everything here. I'll just go to my font. I usually like Century Gothic.
thank you. Yes.
I've, I've come to like it. Maybe so for um the horizontal axis, I like to color my this thing black, make it a little bit thick, so it is. And I also like to my numbers too. I also like to make them stand out. I can make them a little bit smaller, but I really like to make them stand out. Me personally, anyways. So I like making them stand out.
I know.
So, and you can see they are standing out. Again, you might want to remove the grid line. Right? So you can see it's a little bit more nicer compared to before. Now
Yeah.
for my visuals, maybe I'll create a new sorry, excuse me, a new sheet. I'll just say visuals. I'll just type so I know that is visual. Let's see. Again, you can name it anything. Now, what I can then do is to click on my visual, right click on it, and I can move my chart. Where do I want to move it to? I want to move it to um, visuals. On this drop down, object in, I'll just move it to visuals. I'll just click on OK. And you can see it has moved to the new visual worksheet. I can go to my view. I can remove, usually I want to remove grid line because I'm doing visuals. I really want to remove grid line. So this is a visual. Now this visual has like a border. Now I can then go to, I'm going to remove the border because, so you can see it doesn't look like there's anything there.
Yeah.
Or I can put the border, and I can increase the transparency of the color of the border so it looks like it's almost non-existent there. Sorry, let me see. Yeah, so it looks like it's almost non-existent. I can then add, if I want, I can add a shadow to it as well. So in order for me to add a shadow, what do I do? Oh, I think color. No. Oh, I can also make it rounded corners if I want. So it looks a little bit round. If I increase the transparency, you see what it looks like. You can see it's rounded now.
Yes.
I think I can add shadow to it, but let me see. Yep, I think I can add shadow to the whole. Is either here? Yeah, so I can add shadow. I'll just click on the next place, go to shadow. I would add a shadow, and depending on the kind of shadow I want to add, I can do this. You can see it's a little bit, and this is how you see people do cool visualization. Oh, how do they do this, and things like that. So what I can then do is go to my shadow preset. I can increase the transparency so it's a little bit, it's there, but it's a little bit blurry. For my border, I would also increase the transparency so that it's almost non-existent. So I don't want to see the line. I just want to see that smooth, right? As if
Yes.
it's in the evening and you are doing something pretty amazing. I can reduce my chart so it's a little bit clustered. I usually would not, but it's looking more. My chart title usually I like to make it bold so that it can stand out. Make it, you know, I don't know why yeah. So well, let's see. So the assumption is that everything around it is my background, so I can actually put a color to my background. Does that make sense? So what I can
Mm-hmm.
then do is I can say maybe this should be my background here. I will just take from here to say somewhere around here. This will be my dashboard. I can then put a fill color to it if I want. And I can say this or something like this or something like this or something like this. Or I can just make it just, depending on what you want. You can change the color as well. Go to custom, maybe, I don't know, something in this light and click on OK. And I can also add to this my border. I can add like a border line. What I want is thick outside, and so it just gives me that, oh, there's something somewhere there and I don't want to cross it, right? And I can decide to put my visuals anywhere somewhere around there and say, okay, this is it. I can decide to add more visuals. See, for instance, on my financial data set, um, the highest products sold, maybe, yeah, highest product sold, right? Um, sorry, sorry about that. So if I want to do comparison, so if, for instance, highest product sold, um, I would do the same. This is my pivot table, right? Remember, I can
Yeah.
actually copy this. I can copy this. I'll just Control C. Again, I'll just Control C. Maybe paste it somewhere around here. Control V. Now, what I can then do is to go back to my pivot chart field, which is here. What do I want to do? I want to do products. I do not want to do anything that has to do with date. I'm just also going to remove here. I also want to do something that has to do with number of units sold. So I don't want profit, just units sold. So it will be units sold. Maybe add the number formatting, just go to number and maybe remove the decimals, add the thousand separator and click on OK. I can then say insert. Now, this is a comparison between one product and the other, right? Maybe go to design, go to report layout and make it tabular so that it will have the product name. For the units sold, I'll just go to the field setting. I'll just say total units sold. So it's more readable. Then I will then go to my insert. For comparison, you use anything like column chart or bar chart. You know what those are. So you can either go to recommended and you can see it has already told you that column chart. If you want, then you click on OK and you can see it. Like I said, I don't really like, in this case, legend is not necessary. So I'll just go to my plus sign and remove legend. It is not necessary. You already know the product that is there. So you don't need legend to tell you that this column means what, unless you are comparing multiple things together, in which case a lot of times you still don't need the legend for column chart or bar chart. So I can go to still insert and I'll go to, these are bar chart, these are column charts. Whatever one makes you sleep well at night, you can choose it. For, like I said, I really don't like these buttons. I'll just right click and hide all fields. I also do not like the this vertical axis. I usually like to remove it. I'll add just my data label and you can see, and I also don't like grid lines. I have a lot of things I don't like, really. Interesting stuff. Now, for my column itself, I can right click and go to format. Oh, okay. My chart rather. I'll right click, go to format chart area. Sorry. So for my column, I can change what it looks like. Depending on what I want to do, maybe the gap, I can reduce it. Overlapping, I can actually, I don't know what this does, but supposed to, but the gap, I can reduce it to almost zero. I can increase it if I want. Does that make sense? I can come back to the fill and line. I can see, let me see if there's anything more interesting. Let's see. I can use vary color. Oh, I don't want to use that. It's the same thing. I think there's a dash line too that I can use, although it's not going to show. Join type, they said round. For this, maybe I'll say round, right? But I don't think I'm going to see any difference per se because it's but for the border, the dash type, I'm just going to use solid. For the field, nothing really interesting per se. I don't think so. So there's invert if negative. If something is negative, you then see your another chart down. So we can choose that. What interesting things are there? Nothing really interesting per se. Oh, there's also a shadow that you can add if you want. I don't really want to do that. You can also do 3D if you want as well. I don't think that is necessary. I don't want that.
Okay.
Um, yeah, no bevel. I don't really want that. What else? I can increase the width of the border so it's so you can see. I can. I don't know. The joint type is some of these things are not as interesting as you think, but you get the work done. Let me reduce the width because that is looking really, really weird. Um, I can also increase the transparency, and if I want, I'll just say no border, so I don't see any border there. I can come back to my home, change the font to Century Gothic because I like it. Then make it a little bit black, mostly thick. What? Yeah, basically that's it. This one maybe I can indent it so that it looks more and reduce maybe the font size. For this, I can increase it. For the total, what I can then say is I can say units sold per product. Or I just say product sold or product sold. I think when I'm done, if I'm okay with everything here, I can then right click and move chart and I'll just come to object in, I'll move chart to visions, click on OK. And you can see it here and maybe bring it somewhere here. You can, I think you can go to view and there's the snap to, I don't know if that works, but let's see. I think you also snap it, the visualization itself, so that they tally with each other. What else can we do? We can do what from our data? What can we do? So we can do. We can also represent country that had the highest gross sales. If we want, I'll just go to my pivot table, copy this pivot, paste it somewhere around here. So country with the highest gross sales, I'll just click on my pivot chart fields. I'll go to click on country, remove product. I'll just say gross sales and remove units sold. So I can then format it to so since it's money, I'm assuming it's going to be currency dollar. Not sure, but it's an assumption. Oh, I also remove, I'll make it one decimal. So always format money in decimal. Your
Okay.
money is supposed to be here. So what can I then do? Now this is like in millions, right? I'll click on the first, go to insert, go to recommended. It will show me
Chart.
this, but I actually want to use the bar chart itself. It makes it look more, I don't know, nicer. Usually would remove, I'll add data label, but I am going to remove the axis for the So this time I'm removing the horizontal. I'm leaving this vertical because this is critical. These numbers are useless for the horizontal. I can also remove the legend and the grid line. I'm going to remove this as well. And you can then see it's a little bit nicer. Go to home, Century Gothic, because I'm weird like that. Make it more black, make it more. Now for the legend, I can tell where I want to put my legend, right? I'll just come to the data level. So it has, so you can see,
Mhm.
I can do this if I
Okay.
want. That makes sense. Okay, so now I will just use inside and now what that will mean is for my legend, I can decide to change the color to say white. Does that make sense? And
Yep.
in this case, I can format my format chart area. Now for the chart itself, I want to use this and go to the chart option. I would reduce the gap. Maybe for the color, I'll go to the fill. The fill is inside. The border is the line outside. Does that make sense? So let me show you what I mean. I'll put automatic, go to which color should I use? Let me use a weird color, red. Increase the, I just want to show you what this means. So the border is outside, the fill is what is inside, the color inside. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes, cool. So I would just say no line,
No line.
but for the fill, I would use a nice color like I think this.
Mm.
So it comes out very well. Make sense?
Yes. Mm.
I think you can also add what they call, oh, they don't do it here, but there's a tool, a built-in tool we can actually use. Oh, let me just reduce the font size so that it can fit in. Oh, and this is just looking weird, right? So I'm just going
Mm.
to go to from sort from not ascending. I want to sort from I want to sort ascending, but I want to sort it by sum of gross sales and just click on like this. So it looks more orderly, right?
Yes.
So the highest to the lowest. Make sense?
Yes.
Or if I want, I can see more sort. I would see descending from, you know, so it looks more orderly. I can go back to my pivot table field settings. This I'm just going to change to total gross sales because I can, and for this I can make it indent, make it smaller. Should I? Yeah. For the total, what would I do? I'll say highest total gross sales by country, total gross sales by country. I can change the color if I want to.
Mm.
I think I can also make this the format for the format chart area. I can make the feel of this as well. No
Okay.
feel. So you can see it's transparent.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And maybe right
Yes.
click on it and go to move chart object in. I'll just click on my visuals. And you can see it's more transparent now
Mm.
and it fits in the, I don't need this white. I can do the same thing for this. I'll say no fill and you can see it just blend in naturally. So it's using the natural color of my background to do that. Now for this, what I can then do is I can, now USA is a very serious problem because USA is long. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes.
So what I can do to solve this problem, I can go back to my financial data set. Now on my country, I will convert, instead of United States of America, I'll say USA. So I'll just highlight the column of country. I'll say Control H, or I'll go to find select in my home ribbon here. I want to do replace. What do I want to do? I want to replace United States of America to what? So it's America to USA, just so that my visuals can come fine. So it has done 123. I'll click on close. Now my pivot table, so it did not change in my pivot table. What I'm then going to do is just right click on my pivot table and refresh, and you can see it has changed. Now if I go back to my visuals, you can see it has adjusted. Now my what I'm just going to do for my data label, I'll just reduce it, so you can see it is up and running now. And maybe I can reduce this as well to somewhere like this. So it's more friendly. I can as well change my remove the border, or at least maybe make it a rounded border, rounded corner, and add some level of shadow. I don't want the 3D feather, I just want the shadow. I like using this a lot, but in this case, maybe I'll use this. This one is offset towards right, so the shadow will be towards this side. So you can see. Now, usually if I'm doing my visuals, if this is towards the right, I'm going to make this towards the left and top. Yeah, so I'll make it towards the left top, which is here. Left top, which is here. Now this is towards the right, but towards the middle. I'm going to make it, I usually would like to make it towards the top right. I will just click here, go to this, go to shadow. So top right is somewhere here. And so it's just to give you that blend of, if this is top, right? So it is just going to be shadow here to this place. It will now be shadow here to this place. While this place is going to disappear, really. And maybe increase the, now for, unfortunately for Excel, I think you can also snap it, but I'm not sure. But so what that will now mean is, if I'm doing the visuals for this will be towards the bottom. The shadow is going to be towards the bottom, so it will be bottom left. So if I'm going to add a shadow, it will just be bottom left, which is here. I don't want a fill, so I'll remove the fill. I also don't want, maybe I'll do rounded corners. I will increase the transparency of the border, and so let the border disappear completely. Let me increase it to, let me just remove everything, sir. So you can see it has almost completely disappeared here. And so for this to, maybe I will do the same thing. I'll just increase it to 100%. So I want it to disappear really. For this to the same thing, for the border, I will just increase the transparency. So because the goal is for it to disappear, because I just, if this is there's a shadow here, I just want it to be around here, around there, so you just see. The rest I really want it to disappear, so it makes it look a little bit, nice. And yeah, so something like this visualization that I showed you earlier, I was trying to, unfortunately I have to show you this visualization. So excuse me. This is let me see. Let me take it somewhere else and see if it is the right visualization. I don't show you, I don't expose the visualization for my company completely. Oh, so let me see. Um, hold on. Okay, so something like this. Um, quickly, I'm just going to show you. So something like this. So you can see the visualization around here. This just disappears, but you can see it around here. The shadows around here like this. The same thing for this. You can see this just looks like it disappears, and the shadow is somewhere around here. And towards the end, this is left, right. Then this is top, I think. I think this is middle center. I'm not sure, but just so to give some kind of look, you know, just to make it look really, really nice. I can decide, sorry, excuse me. What can I then do? What other visualization can I do? Okay, by sector, I can do visualization by sector to see which sector bring the highest profit. So I am just going to copy this so that we would know what to target. This the sector that brings highest profit, that's where you target your target market. So I'll just click on segment. I'll change it to profit, right? So you can then see that for enterprise, in fact, we had a negative profit. I'll just go to number format. I'll change it to currency. I'll add this. I'm going to leave the decimal place. Then if I go to my chart, go to insert, go to this, I would leave my 2D chart to be this. So you see, can see the enterprise is like that towards the opposite. What can I do? What I can do is remove the grid line legend. I'm also going to remove the horizontal axis. I'm going to remove this. Don't delete, just remove this. I am going to, let me see. Let me, yeah. So this I would shift. Oh, sorry. I think I can shift these. I'm not sure. Oh, I want this to be a little bit away from, I don't know, can I? Oh, there's also something I can do to this effect to make it look more interesting. What I can do is I can insert a text. I'm going to remove the, I know this is small business, right? Or rather, I would put, yikes. I'm going to sort by maybe descending by some of product, so it looks more, maybe. I think I'll do it in ascending order. Yeah. So now that I know this, let me see. I think I can shift. I don't know. Can I shift it? Yeah, I'm supposed to be able to shift this towards wherever I want, but for some weird reason I cannot. Oh, I think I can. Oh, sorry. For this I can. Yeah, I think I can. I can go. Oh no, that is interesting. This is not helping me, but in some ways it is. Yeah, I can make it something like this. I can go to the century Gothic. I think I can. I'm not sure. Um, make it black. Make it so. I can also add the data label. You can see the negative sign, right? Um, if it's in the millions, I can also convert it to K. Does that make sense? I can say number format, go to special, what is my K? Let's see. Yeah, so this is my K. But yeah, okay, so cool. It's my K. I can make this dark, make this, and um, just to make it more presentable. Right. So obviously showing that you want to target customer, target government. If you have government contract, it's usually a big deal usually because they have the money. um, I can make this like this, maybe a little bit thick and reduce a little bit. So we then see this just gives us a, instead of it clashing,
Yeah.
instead of it clashing, I'll rather be like this, and it makes more sense. And I can say profit by segment, right? So it's going to be profit by segment, or I can say sector rather. I can make it bold. I can also put an underline if I want. You know, what can I do? I can go to the format, shape. For the fill, I'll make it no fill, no border, but I'm going to add a shadow. Now the shadow I want to add is this shadow because I'm going to put it into towards the to the right part. For the border, let me put the automatic and make it rounded, but I'm going to say no. So it's still rounded. I'll right click on my visual, go to move chart, object in, go to visual, click on this. I have landed here, and I can make it somewhere here like this. For this, I can increase it to here, and this guy should meet in the middle, somewhat in that light. I can, sorry, and make it, yeah. And if I want, I will change the color to this because I'm weird like that. Just go to this color. Right. Oh, I can also put I don't want to put it inside because of this guy here. So I think I'll do the same thing for this, make it green. The reason why I'm making it green is so because of it, it's a theme issue. So already I have a like somewhat like a green background. So I'd rather just make everything look almost the same. Make sense? Are you bored yet? Can you hear me?
Sorry, my mic was muted. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So you are not bored yet. Interesting. I
Oh,
can then add
this
it. Sorry?
visualization, it's confusing.
Is it?
It's fine.
How is it confusing?
No,
So I
it's
can put a title here.
okay.
Sorry, I'm listening. Sorry.
No, but it's really a lot, but it's fine.
Uh, Unfortunately, you have to learn visualization. Like I think, unfortunately, in the world we live in now,
You have to keep learning.
no visualization is now a thing. Me personally, I don't like visualization because it doesn't tell you the complete story. Um,
Yeah, true.
but you know, a good visualization they say to give insight and so. But me personally, if I see visuals, usually my head goes to somebody is telling a lie. But is it's what is raining now.
Yeah.
People care much to please I don't know, please appetite of people than actually telling them the story. And unfortunately, that is what it is.
That's what it is. As well.
Um, yeah. So I don't think visuals give the complete story, but it does give some form of story, but not complete story. I don't think so. Um, you cannot, you literally cannot represent everything in visuals. Um, Imagine if I'm doing P&L analysis now, I think that I'll represent everything. No, no, it's not. It's really
Mhm.
not going to happen. Somebody wants to see what is the nutshell of what he's spending his money. Like they want to see even the engine's screw, and you think you can represent that by a visual. That is, to me, that would be shocking. Anywho,
Mhm.
what I can also do is I can, instead of using this, I can also go to insert. I could insert a shape, and maybe this type of shape, and I can do it from here to here. Maybe here. Now I can take it to the back by going to send backwards. Um, I think send to the back rather, so everything will come out. I would reduce the rounded shape to somewhere here. I would also change the color. Now, how do I change the color? I love the color that I used here. So I'll just go to shape. I would use this. So it looks, yeah. And now what I'm then going to do is to format my colors in the back. That's in the cells, and you know, I can do this instead. What can I do? I can also, so for the title, this title, what I can then do is to add a text if I want, and we'll be doing a lot of this in Power BI. I'll go to insert, go to, oh, I can also insert a text here, but inside this, mind you, um, go to century graphic, maybe I'll say 16. I'll make it dark. I'll put it in the center. I'll make it this, make it this, and make it this. And I'll just say title. So it will do the same thing as I just did now. I also don't want the line, which is my border. I really don't want it. I just want it to be a little bit smooth. I can decide to put a shadow if I want. This time around, I'm going to put a middle shadow. And so also with how it's the shadows shouts, I can reduce and increase it if I want. Um, I can increase the blurriness, the angle, if I want the distance, you can see. I can change the color from maybe this to a little bit like this, or something a little bit dark but not as dark. I can increase the transparency and reduce it if I want. You know, um, the reflection, if I want it to glow, I can actually do that as well. Maybe glow with blue. Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you can actually play with this stuff, right? And so
Mm.
this is our visual. So this usually would tell, so you have a place of country, which country had the highest grossing sales, Canada. So it means that you should focus on Canada. For the sector, even if you are going to go to the sector wise, focus on government, the product you should sell should be past you, and maybe something. Also, I'm supposed to make this from highest to lowest by going to the pivot table. Where is it from here? Sort, maybe descending, no, ascending order by, yeah, click on OK, come here and to, or I can do descending order. Oh, so ascending order by product. So I can say ascending order, and oh, I think, yeah, I'll say descending order. It makes more sense this way. So you can then know the kind of product you are going to focus on. I think I can add a slicer to all of these as well. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think I can add a slicer. Yeah, I can add a slicer to this as well, to the visual itself, right? I can add a slicer and
Yeah.
maybe what slicer should I add? Maybe the month or the year. I can add a slicer to it. Click on OK. Now this is my slicer. This slicer currently, if I go to report connection, is only on um the first report, the first pivot table. And how many pivot table did I do? I did oh, it is 4 pivot table.
Mm.
1, 2, 3, 4. So let me go here, go to my slicer, go to report connection. I have how many? Uh, oh, so the reason why this is because I have other pivot table here. I think I'm supposed to rename my pivot table as well. Let me go to pivot table. I can rename it. So I'm supposed to be able to rename this. What should I name it as? So this is monthly revenue. Sorry, monthly revenue. This one is units sold by products, by products. This one is gross sales by country, by country. What is the last one? So I'll just see profit by sector, right?
Yes.
By sector. How do I spell sector? Now, if I go back to my visuals and go to my slicer, I go to slicer, go to report connection, I can see that it has changed. So I can easily know what I'm going to click so that it can affect this particular table. I think I made a mistake here. I'll go to design. Yeah, by country I added a slash and I don't want that. Yeah, then I can then see, so you can see my visuals start changing, right? Maybe I'll change the slicer settings to 2 columns, so it looks like this. I can also make it transparent if I want. Maybe I'm going to increase my this here, and so this will be somewhere around here. My slicer, I think I can change the, what properties do I want to change? What can I do? I can make it transparent, yes, I think. This is size and property, position, there's no color. I think there is. Mind you, this is the first time I'm using this stuff.
Oh, nice. Wow. First time?
Yep. Oh, there's a style here. Do I want to do this? I want to make it transparent. So for the field, no color. For the border, I also want to make it. This is interesting. None, really. I just click on OK. I can change the. Let me see. Oh, it didn't work. I'll figure out what. Oh, I think it did. Yeah. Oh, this is weird, man. I don't want to use this. I'll figure out the if I can blend. Oh, I can also blend the color. Yes, sir. Yeah. So you can see for 2014, 2013, and if I want to remove the filter, basically I'm just filtering. And watch what happens if I put 2013, right? If I go to my pivot table, you can see that the pivot table is changing.
Yes.
If I go 2014, if I go to my pivot table, you see that the pivot table is changing.
Changing, yes.
And so it's affecting both my pivot table as well as my visuals as well, because the connection is that this slicer is connected to my pivot table and my pivot table is connected to what? My visuals. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's a make pretend kind of thing. You think that it is working on the on the visuals, but in reality it is working on the
No.
pivot table.
Mhm. Interesting.
Yeah. So this would not be the best place to put this legend. I would say maybe bottom. So maybe this might be the best place. And maybe I would shift. So I'll just take it a bit down a little bit. Yeah. Oh no, no, Control Z. Maybe my visual, I'll just take it up. Maybe a little bit up. Yeah. So my legend can stay in peace, or maybe I'll just take it to this side. There. And once I go to 2014, you can see it here, and remove filter, you can actually see it here. So it makes sense. Any questions? Because you really need to watch this. I don't, like I said, personally, I don't do visualization in Excel any longer because I have
Mm.
PowerPoint, I have Power BI. But it used to be a nice thing for me to do. Um, for it's not like the best tool for visualization for now, but you can really do cool visualizations. You know,
Oh. Okay, so
there
you
are
mean there are other places where you can do this
yeah. So Power
visualization?
BI,
Oh.
Tableau, those are tools you can actually
Oh.
use to do. They are meant for visualization, specifically
Oh.
interactive visualization. They call dashboard, but interactive visualization. So
Oh.
you see everything in real time. You can interact with them and so on and so forth.
Okay.
But I want you to try some things out. Think of the things you can actually bring out from this particular data set.
Okay.
Nobody asked me a question. I just, okay, what can I bring? Basically, I think this should be able to tell the whole story in terms of your revenue. If you are making profit, you can see here and so on and so forth. December. So so from this, right? For me, that I've worked in sales for
Yeah.
a while. November, December is usually not a it's fine to not make a lot of profit during that time. Do you understand? The reason is because companies are piping down, people are diverting money to something different, which is Christmas. Do you
Mhm.
understand?
Yes.
Unless you are selling your business is a seasonality kind of business, you definitely are not going to make profit usually during those times as much as you make in other months.
It's normal.
So these
Okay.
usually are a seasonality thing. When you see something go up, if you check very well, usually seasonality, maybe there's a reason why this thing is spiking up at that point. But average is somewhere around here. So maybe around 4 to 6 million thereabout, I would say is the average, just based on seeing this. So, but like I said, I don't think visualization tells, for me, it will not tell me a lot of story because I like to manage to do a lot of investigation. But for a stakeholder, it will do a lot of wonder. You understand? For somebody who
Yes.
is non-technical, it does a lot of wonder. But for me, if you want me to review some kind of data, don't give me the visuals. You are only going to suffer. Yeah.
Oh my
I'd
God.
like to see. So because it's a fancy way of telling you your own side of the story. And
Um,
what you want to do is not to hear their own side of the story. You want to hear
story.
the
Yeah.
whole story so that you'll be able to give conclusions that are correct and that are unbiased, regardless of who you are giving those um, reports to. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because a lot of time data doesn't lie. You can have like data doesn't lie in the sense that whatever data you have, you should be able to get some kind of inference from it. But it doesn't mean that somebody cannot impute a data that is a lie. But once you have that data, it will not lie. It will always point you to something. So yeah. Again, I might be wrong in some of my this thing, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the one thing about doing the data visualization is it has to make sense, which is the most important thing, and it has to be visually appealing that somebody will want to look. So you are solving two problems. The data has to make sense. You don't have to don't ever have redundant data. It doesn't make sense. So for something like one other thing, for something like this, I can just individually bring this out and go to the field here and just make it red just for this alone. I'll make this red just for this alone. So it
Mm.
tells that this is a negative connotation of something, that this person made loss. Enterprise. So enterprise is not a place to take your business to. So you want to focus on big companies. For this particular financials, it's just saying don't take your business to enterprise. Miss the government or SME, that is small and medium enterprise. Channel partners. Channel partners usually are like people that resell something from companies. Anyways, that is how we know channel partners. Your channel partner for a company is like your footprint in that particular place, because even as a company, you don't necessarily need to have footprint everywhere. No, you need to have footprint everywhere, but you don't necessarily need to have the finance to budget for those things. You can have channel partners, that's partners that are living in those locales that can help you push your business and that is profitable for them. This just give me a moment. Sorry, I've been having different calls. I'm trying to solve a problem.
That's fine.
So as I was saying, your visuals have to make sense in terms of the data, and it has to be visually pleasing, because I think people have the idea that stakeholders like a lot of visuals. My own CEO, if you give him visuals, he doesn't really like it. He likes to see numbers. The CEO I work for now, yeah. But generally speaking, a lot of people like visuals. They want to see,
Yes.
yeah. So you have to make it. The data have to make sense. Like I said, you don't need to have crowded data. Something like this is crowded. Don't have more than, usually do not have more than two line charts. I told you line charts are used to check trends. So if you are talking about anything against date, time, you understand, use line chart. In comparison, use bar chart. You can also use pie chart for percentage. So you want to check market share of something, for instance. I think I showed you a particular place where I showed you market share. Let me see.
Yes.
Let me see. Yeah, so if you are doing market share, let me take this here a little. Sorry, apologies for that. So I think I showed you market share of something. Or is it? Oh, not here. Oh, I didn't do market share here. I think I did it. Hold on, sorry. So this is market share. So usually this is like the standard listing for market share. So you want to check how much of the market share does a particular competition have. Where are you in this pie of the market? So you know what pie does, right?
Yes. Sure, fine.
Yeah. No, I mean the literal pie that people eat.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, it's this: you cut that particular share. Your share bigger, your share smaller, and things like that. Oh,
Okay.
it just gives you an idea of a 360 um and a shape that is 360 that looks like you cut small for me, Y, and things like that. So it just tells you if there might be a problem somewhere or not. So, for instance, if your market share is this guy, I mean, for a business, it means you are the small guy in this particular. And if you are doing pie chart, you have to value them at the same rates. So you cannot do, for instance, this is for ISPs, right? Internet Service Provision market share. So you can't do market share of internet service provision, then you now see mobile banking or online banking or how they call this banking stuff that people do POS and stuff. You can't
Yeah.
join them in this particular place. It has to be you are valuing them at the same rate or the same topic. So
Okay.
this is ISP market share. You cannot then bring data from other place to do like a pie chart. It does not make sense. A pie chart has to be you are valuing them at the same piece. Um, different spot, for instance. You can't say LeBron James and maybe Cristiano Ronaldo, putting them in the same pie chart. It does not make sense. It doesn't
Doesn't
tell
make
any
sense.
story
Yeah.
at all. So you have to, if you are talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, you have to also bring out Messi. You have to bring some other guys. If you're talking about LeBron James, you have to bring some other, maybe Michael Jordan. You have to be comparing with Shaquille O'Neal and things like that. Those kind of people.
Yes.
And this one that died, what's that his name? Um, yeah, LeBron James is. I've forgotten the one that died. The basketballer that died. What's his name? Forgotten. Anywho, any questions?
Oh, really?
I'm sending this to you.
Yeah, please do. Because I still have to go back and,
Oh no, you have to go back and see this.
yes, I have to go back.
Any questions?
Not really, no.
Cool. So you owe me two things. You use pivot table to answer those questions and just try and bring some visualization. You don't have to use my pattern, but I just
Okay.
I literally gave you the basics for this. For total gross sales, there's this particular chart called tree map. Oh no, I think it's a tree map or hierarchy. Yeah, in such hierarchy chart, I think this is called, is it tree map? Yeah, tree map. Yeah, I know it's a tree map. You can also use this too as well, but it doesn't work in Excel for power for pivot table. If I want to use tree map here, I have to make it so it doesn't really work. So I have to say, let me show you. I have to do this manually. I'll paste
Um,
as value and click tree map and it works then. I don't know why it doesn't work for, again, I really don't know. So this just shows you it should show you like, not market share per se, how big, I don't really need grand total, so I'll just take this up a little. So, oh, this is weird. All of them are almost in the same color. Oh, that is weird. So this will not be the best visualization tool for this particular visual because all of the values are weird, are weirdly equal. So had it been there was a grand total that was that big, then you can then see I didn't know, sorry, I didn't there's a particular entry here that is that big there. You can see something like this and you can use this, but use tree map to show some kind of hierarchy of how things is. Let me see. Oh, there's also this. I really don't know what this does really. This sunburn. They use it for crazy stuff, but
Yeah.
I like to keep my visuals very simple that a dummy can understand. I don't like to do complex stuff because I really don't want to complicate my life. But that's me. So if you don't have any questions, I would bid you farewell. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to see you on next week,
Mhm.
Saturday, hopefully.
Thank
By next week,
you.
Saturday, would have left this. Will be doing Power Query proper. And trust me, you better ready your head. Make sure you are well rested.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you are seeing the difficult stuff now.
Yes, so
Oh, okay. So and that's just Excel. If we go to the next we are going to is a query tool called SQL, and I think we have to make sure your SQL works on your PC. So the reason for query, the reason is because um, I don't know,
oh my
because
God.
you have to deal with a lot of data, so much data that Excel cannot handle. So you build your table, you build data types, you do queries to get response from your where you're storing your data, but you write, you see, get this from somewhere. Literally, this is what you'll be using for get this from a particular database. Basically, this is what you'll be using for analysis. So you'll be typing something to be able to get a response. It's a very interesting tool, but don't worry, we'll get there gradually.
Please, my God, help
Amen.
me.
Um,